Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, She Plans, She Budgets. In today's video, we'll be going over my weekly check-in number 2 from January 5th through January 11th. So let's get started. Alright, so first starting off with the 5th, I had a no spend day, and I'll be using these no spend day stickers. On the 6th, I had a no spend day as well. And my first expense came on January 7th. I used my personal fund and I bought some food from Uber Eats. I carpooled with someone, so I contributed to their gas. And also I had a unbudgeted expense that came up, and I'll explain what I did with that in a second. So let me add 5 plus 54.95 plus 13. So I had a total expense of 72.95 on the 7th. And I'm just going to write personal expense on here because it was a combination of things. Now, for unbudgeted expenses, I normally use these orange stickers from Hazel's Creation Studio, but I haven't needed to use these in a few months now, maybe since November of last year. So I am currently out after these last blue sticker. I will be out of the blue stickers for my personal fund, so I'm going to switch over to the orange one since I have a few sheets of these, just so I can use them up before purchasing new blue stickers to track my personal expense. Oops. And so what I've started to do so that I can cut down on unbudgeted expenses, because how I marked my unbudgeted expenses was if something came up that I couldn't cash flow, I put it on a credit card, which is why my credit card expenses would go up and down. Even though I had technically paid them off, but I would put stuff on them where I needed, like right then and there, and then I'll just pay it off my following payday. But I've stopped doing that, and now what I do is I will use any rollover money that I have from my cash envelopes, anything that I can spare. So instead of putting it on to debt, I would use it towards whatever the unbudgeted expense is, as long as there's enough before using. And then after my cash envelopes, like if there's not enough to cover, then I'll use my personal fund, and I'll just try to cash flow it the best way I can without actually having to use like my credit card or something. So I've been doing pretty good with that for the past 2-3 months, so you know, that's good. All right, so that was on the 7th. Also on the 7th, I rolled over some money from my cash envelopes from the groceries category. Actually, I don't want to call that groceries. Oh well, we'll just know that was really an unbudgeted expense. It wasn't actually groceries. From my groceries fund, I rolled over $50 to cover the unbudgeted expense. So the unbudgeted expense was $100. So I pulled 13 from my personal fund, 50 from groceries. I pulled 10 from household. So for this one, I'm going to write unbudgeted. I pulled 10 from there, and then I pulled from sinking funds as well, and I'll show you which one in a second. All right, and that's how I got the $100 total for the unbudgeted expense that came up. And that was just so I didn't have to really like pull from any other fund, like so basically I just sacrificed my debt snowball for this expense that I would have put towards debt had I not used it for this other purpose. So I don't mind doing things like that because otherwise the unbudgeted expense, like depending on the size of the unbudgeted expense, it would have been on a credit card. So I'm glad that I didn't have to do that. And this also helps me to keep everything else the same. So pulling from the cash envelopes wasn't a big deal because as you see here on the 10th, I had a cash envelope stuffing day. So I knew I was refilling my envelopes anyway. So my boyfriend and I, we try to utilize our cash envelopes over the weekends mostly. We normally don't go grocery shopping or do laundry or anything like that during the week. The only thing we'll do during the week, if it just time out that way, is buy cat food or something. We usually spend most of our money over the weekend. Over the weekend. And then usually for me, I'll, use my personal throughout the week. But it just all worked out timing wise. All right, so I do have the 1 or 2 sinking funds expenses here. So one was from pets, and from the pets on the 7th, I rolled over $27 to contribute to the unbudgeted expense. And then also on the 9th, we ate out at Panda Express for $25. So I'm going to add those 2 in here. Okay, and for this, I normally don't write the fund in particular. I just write sinking fund because I know I can look back at the transaction log to see what I specifically did on that date. All right, so this was for $27, I believe. Let me double check. Yep, 27 and then 25 for eating out. Okay. And actually, let me just trim a little bit of the edges down. These expense trackers was for the Big Happy Planner. I still do use my Big Happy Planner, just not on a regular basis now that I have this Erin Condren planner. Or at least it was a binder. And as you can see, I did change it into the Happy Planner disc format, because I was just over the binder system and, the difficulty of turning the pages back and forth. All right, so the pets one occurred on the 7th. And then Panda Express occurred on the 9th. Okay. So I believe this was my only 4 transactions that occurred on the 7th. So on the 8th, I went to McDonald's and I spent $5 plus I gave someone $5. It was, like a homeless guy. And then I also later that night went to Pizza City and got some pizza and a salad for my boyfriend and I, and that was $20. So in total, I spent $30 on the 8th. So for this, I'll just call it food/giving for $30. And that was my only expenses for the 8th. And then next for the 9th, which we already started with the eating out sinking fund of $25 to Panda Express. And I did explain in a previous video, I think it was my paycheck 1 video, so check that out if you haven't seen it already. I received this bill in the mail and it's actually due in February, so I'm going to pull this off and put it towards, actually I'm going to put it in my sticker book here. Just leave it here, actually. And use that later. Okay. So on the 9th from my personal fund, and since I ran out of the blue stickers, I'll now switch over to the orange ones. I went to Dunkin' Donuts and got some breakfast, spent $4 there. And then also I rolled over some money to, what did I use that for? I rolled over $35.82, but I forget why. Sorry. What did I roll that money over for? Well, sorry, I kind of don't recall why I rolled over that money, but in total, for this, I'll just write personal again. So in total, expense for the day was $39.82. I'm gonna have to look at my bank statement or something, because I just put rollover amount. Okay, so those were my 2 transactions for the 9th. For the 10th, my coworkers and we went out for tacos. So for tacos on Friday, I've spent $11. Friday was also a payday, and like I said before, a cash envelope stuffing day. So check out my cash stuffing envelope video if you have not seen that already. And then lastly, for the 11th was another no spend day. So a total of 3 no spend days for the week, which is not too bad. All right, let me put these stickers to the side. And let me just check my booklet, make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. And then my sinking funds page. Just those 2. All right, so let's flip to weekly check-in. All right, so let me write down the categories, which were gas, groceries, household, laundry, personal, sinking funds, and unbudgeted. I still keep track of unbudgeted in case there is like a real unbudgeted that calls for a orange sticker use. I mean, so far so good, so knock on wood, but you know, I'm just going to keep it on here, you know, until I really feel like I don't need to anymore. Okay, so we're weekly checking in from the 5th through the 11th. However, the 10th was a cash stuffing day. So last week, gas was at $0 all the way up until the 10th, so the day before the 11th. So I did not spend any money in this category. So I should still have $200 from the cash stuffing. And let's just verify that. So I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200. All there. Next is groceries. And groceries, I've spent a total of $50, which was rolled over to the unbudgeted expense. And this was also restuffed. So I currently have $400 remaining because I have not bought any groceries yet. So there's 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400. Okay. Household was $10. Okay, yeah, because I didn't do anything else the rest of the week. Household was $10. And after restuffing the envelope, I should have $75. Okay. So 20, 40, 60, 70, 75. And one envelope fell out. All right, next is laundry. This envelope, I did not spend any money. So after restuffing, it should have $50. Here's laundry. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. Now for personal, let's go back to the calendar view to add up what was spent. All right, so we have $72.95 plus 30 plus 39.82. Oops, 82 plus 11 for a total of $153.77 personal expense. $153.77, which means I should have a total remaining. Oops, sorry, hit the camera. Minus $239. I'm just making sure that's right, sorry. Okay, so $85.23. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm being a little retarded right now. I think I made a mistake here, so I'm just going to recalculate that off camera just so I don't take up too much time. All right, and lastly was sinking funds, and those numbers were 25 plus 27, which equals 52. So minus 52, and sinking funds just going to do the math from here. So we had 277. We've added 480. Total 757. Transactions minus 13 from last week, minus 27, minus 25 from this week. So there should be 692 remaining. And then no unbudgeted. Okay. All right, so that concludes today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.